For me, it's a pleasure to be here in Rio de Janeiro. And he introduced me a little bit, my experience in safety, and I will give you now a, in brackets, boring lesson, what numbers we use in the safety calculation and the certification. But Tino told us a lot of safety. He showed us sensors. I will show you later on in the afternoon session things about safety sensors. Tino showed us also 2 out of 3, 1 out of 2, and other fantastic systems. Wonderful. How comes the number from? Who has calculated? Is the number right? And you, as operator, as people which run this plant, you are responsible for it. And this has also legal aspects. Yeah, he mentioned it before. Listening and learning is one of the important things for running safety business. This is the 65008, part 2 and part 3, software and hardware. And we go back in a time slide and go back and look when we start to talk about hardware and software safety. 30 years, more than 30 years. In with standard. Tino showed you what we have in before, also a lot of standards, which gives us an idea of safety. We have take over 2000 with standard as a science standard. And 2004 in Germany takes over with standard, old ones like 801 and others. But different in with standard have also influence on your work. With 65008 covers the life cycle. The life cycle is described first in 65008, and where are a lot of important things in. They give us an advice how we should build system, how we should implement the system, and how we should run with systems. Another thing is, when we run highly critical systems, we have to certify it. What is certification? Tino mentioned it also before. I will show you later on wonderful, colorful certificates. I will make a company which called Unicert. I certificate all the things. When I have a pencil, I make a pencil to cell 3. I make it, you can't argue against me with my calculations. It's absolutely correct, but not usable. Also, when we use safety critical system, we have to certify this. We need institutions and certified bodies which can certify such things. And of course, we have to transform the guidelines from a standard in our daily work. We have a lot of specific standards, especially for your 65011, which is a standard for process industry. We have other ones, 62, 62, and others. 60, 50, 30 is for atomic industry, and so on and so on. Where's the specific standards? And we have to consider from the standards exactly what we can use in our application. The 65008 is the main standard, or the generic safety standard, which covers today also automotive industry, medical systems, atomic industry, and of course, process industry. Certification and validation is a question of money. And I hear often the question, is validation and certification of system according international standard in principle necessary? Yeah, we can say cons, yes, and no. No, costs money, of course. Costs time, of course. Needs educate people, yes. Administration overhead are huge. Do you need it? In that fact, when I only observe that, no. On the other hand, the pros leads to a competitive and comparable system. It's not bad for you. It saves money for you as user. Isn't it according to international rules? Yes. It helps you also. Leads to a safe and reliable and available system. Is it in the interest of you? Of course. And in some, it saves money. Deepwater Horizon. We have it several times here today. We saved money, of course. We left one valve out from the 1 out of 2D structure. And what we have, the huge environmental catastrophe we have had since the man running on this earth. Why? We save money. It costs money, it costs time, it costs knowledge. Risk and hazards. End users expect for new products, of course, we must go faster, better, safer. What is safer, what is faster, what is better? When I look to a PC and look to the hardware of it, we talk about gigahertz. Do you look to a safety system? It runs with megahertz. So, PC must be better as safety system or PLC system because they are faster, we can do more. Can we do really more with a PC? No. And therefore, we have to look what's behind. One of the PC product liability and availability. How often have you changed your PC and the software? Several times a year. The update cycle is also every time a year. New products and features, we need, of course, system with a high safety requirements. We have high reliability, improved quality. We need also low costs, of course, and short innovation time. And this is the problem facing we from a development of safety system as a major problem. The cycle of a normal industry for computer business is roughly 1.5 to 2 years. We need to develop a new safety system up to 3, this is really fast, normal 3 to 5 years, to bring out a new system. The reason is not that the engineers we have are stupid. The reason is you have to observe things you don't think on. New products, what we have to bring in the safety, have compliance with the laws, the application standards, and fulfill, of course, the requirements for the customer. With wonderful colors, rainbow colors, and it gives us a Soul 3. And CPU and a standard 65008, part 1, part 2, part 3. With the company Unicert, he certified phones, glasses, ballpoint pens, and others on SIL 3. To verify safety-related systems, various documents are required, which gives you an idea if this is correct or not done. When you do it, you have to do, or the company have to do a requirement specification, safety requirement specification, development plan, and so on, all things you see here. I jumped over a little bit. This must be done in a right way to get a certification. If you'd like to have a wonderful, colorful paper, take Water Company. Also, FMEA, FMEDA, diagnostic analysis, or FMECA, criticality analysis of systems must be done. Who has done a criticality and diagnostic analysis? I'm asking you now. Documentation is absolutely necessary. And if you have a system which is certified, you have to have the user documentation with safety the certificate, and now it's very important for you, the safety manual. In the safety manual, where it's written what you can do with the system. I see often a real TÜV certified SIL 3 system. and you look in and you see, okay, the system is cell-free, but you cannot use it for your application because it's limited. It's written in the safety manual and in the test report. This is important for you as the user. The systems should be developed in the right manner. For the software, for example, Tino mentioned it before, we have to do a lot of things to get a certified software package. And again, no software package is error-free.